Hey guys, what's happening? This is Forgo Nation, and today we're going to talk about Shadow Shell. Now, I think Shadow Shell looks freaking awesome. This is an amazing looking character. Look at this freaking gun. This is cool. I am freaking loving this thing. Now, a lot of people have said that she's really, really awesome, really good. Some people have said she's not as good as other people think. And personally, guys, here's what I'm going to say. She's a good character. She's definitely worth building. I think she has above average DPS, but she does lack a bit of survivability. She can die pretty damn easy, and yeah, it's one of those deals where in certain situations she's going to be really good, but in other situations might not be as good. So let's take a look at her build. We'll talk a little bit more about all that. And it's really wild that she's a universal character. I think that's pretty cool. And that she is a physical attacking character on top of that. Now, she has 14,600 physical attack. She has 123 attack speed, 28 crit rate, 145 critical damage. These are pitiful, pitiful stats. She has max ignore defense, and she has max skill cooldown. You guys know how I like to do it. No Urus, all 20 gears, level 60 still. And you take a look at her passive here, increases guaranteed dodge rate by 30%. That's good for survivability, and 90% chance to become immune to poison damage. Now this is really nice because you don't really worry about the toxic meteorite so much because she really isn't taking she's not taking much damage from it at all. And then she gets an increase to poison damage by 20%. Really nice. The one skill, you can move around using the V pad, but unfortunately we're not going to be using that skill. The 2 skill, just some text. Her 3rd skill, resets the cooldown for the 2nd and 1st skill, which again would be pretty cool, but we use it, but we're not using it to reset the 2 and the 1. We're using it because it's just a good part of the rotation. Her 4-star passive has a 50% increase of all defenses and decrease all damage received by 25%. You would think she'd be a lot tankier having this, especially teamed up with someone like Shuri, who offers another 35% decrease all damage received from supervillains, but she dies pretty easy, guys. She's pretty fragile, and that kind of sucks. Her 4th skill, nothing big there at all. And then her 5th skill, which is amazing, has a guard hit, has damage accumulation based on how much damage you take, and has 100% immunity to all damage. And the thing about this skill is, one, you got to take damage to do more damage. So you don't want to be using mind control strikers, especially someone like Scarlet, because you're not going to be, not as much damage is going to be dealt to you because they'll be under mind control. And honestly, that kind of sucks. And the other thing that kind of sucks is that, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I've always loved damage accumulation, but now the crowd control strikers have become a huge part of this game. I mean, especially since the striker changed, they've been a massive part. And because she's so fragile, you kind of want to mind control certain world bosses. Even with a bunch of heals, she can die pretty easy. So it kind of sucks. And the other thing that sucks is this is just immunity to all damage. They didn't give her super armor, so it's kind of a bum deal. I wish they gave her super armor like they did Blue Dragon. If they gave this girl super armor, that alone, guys, would make her way better. Way better. And I'm going to show you guys that. There's a big difference between having super armor and not having it, because this skill can get guard broken. And you take a look at her leadership, just decrease debuff duration by 25%. Who cares? So let's take a look at her skills here. Now her 5th skill has that damage accumulation, and that's nice and all, and has that immunity. But when you hit it, if you guys notice, there's all this damage that's surrounding her, like these little kind of flashing orbs around her. If she gets guard broken, that is gone. And the snake will still form and shoot its ray a lot of times. But you can lose a lot of this residual damage during this 5th skill if she gets guard broken. And that hurts you a tremendous amount. You'll see her get guard broken if she doesn't have super armor. And yeah, she's losing a lot of damage, so that kind of sucks. You got the 4th skill. This skill will leave you completely vulnerable. Can easily be guard broken. Her 2 skill, again, will leave you completely vulnerable. Her 1 skill, her 1 skill isn't too bad. It's got, a little partial iframe there. It's not too bad. You could throw that in the rotation, but I'm not. And then the 3. 3's a good skill. Now, if you notice, guys, that 3 skill, the snake is carrying on and kind of swooping around. And plus you got that poison damage on the ground. So what you're trying to do, ideally what you're trying to do is you're trying to hit the 3 and then hit your 5. And you're trying to get all that residual damage from the 3 on the 5 while you're accumulating damage and putting the proc on the 5th skill. Those are the only 2 skills that I use, because by the time that this 5th skill finishes, look at this, you got about a second left of damage immunity. Now you could throw into the 1 real quick and then go into the 3 and then the 5. You could try that. But I find sometimes that 1, if you do that, a lot of times the proc will trigger early, so I don't throw in the 1. So it's kind of just, I start off with the 5, because a lot of times if you start with the 3, this will set off the proc. So what I do is I just start with the 5, let that thing play out, run around a little bit, hopefully get the damage proc on, run around a little bit, and then when I have 1 second left on the 5th skill, I'll hit the 3 and then go back into the 5th. And man, she's got good DPS, guys. Like, she's got some power. This girl is not weak. It's just she's fragile. She dies pretty freaking easy. And the fact that you have to take damage, especially like say you're facing against Proxima. If you're fighting Proxima, Proxima's just going to be iframing all the freaking time. And it's just annoying as hell. Your skills get canceled. Her targeting on her 5th skill kind of sucks. I mean, the snake, when it shoots its ray, its poison, it misses sometimes. So, yeah, man, it's like, I think she's a good character, but she's kind of a niche character in a way. I mean, she's only going to be good for certain things. She has a stage 6 overdrive set, and I do recommend Power of Angry Hawk. And I have this poison damage with 140% damage proc. Fire damage isn't doing jack for her. But you guys can see with all these freaking low stats, having less than 30% crit rate, less than 150% critical damage, and only having 140% damage proc, this girl does have some power. And she has no uniform. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to run with 2 different teams. One team without super armor and the next team with super armor. And the damage buffs will be pretty close to the same. So you guys can see that it makes a massive difference having that super armor. So let's get into the action and let's rock and roll. So in the first round, we're going to be using She-Hulk for that 60% damage dealt to male types. And we're going to use Shuri for that 45% damage dealt to supervillains. So a total of 105% extra damage to Thanos. And yeah, and you guys are going to see that she's going to get guard broken, man. It sucks. I mean, she's still got some decent DPS. This is stage 15, level 60, no Urus, 140% damage proc. I mean, and yeah, we do have anti-venom in there to make sure we're getting those heals. Because like I said, she can die. And look at this, guys. There we got guard broken. It's hard to see. It's difficult to tell, guys. But if you look really closely, you'll see that a lot of that poison damage that's laying on the ground, if she gets guard broken during that 5th skill, it disappears. And she's losing a crap ton of freaking damage. It freaking sucks. There we actually missed our proc. So maybe give her immunity to guard break with poison damage, would be my recommendation with a damage proc. See, there we got slammed. I mean, it just, oh man. And Thanos is really a great character for her to fight because it's a lot easier to time getting your damage accumulation against him. And also the fact that Scarlet Witch and other crowd control stragglers work against him in his last 2 phases. So I wanted to test her out against him. Now, we're actually running behind, as far as our damage is concerned. We're going to go until after the next phase here. So the first 2 phases. And there, we got guard broken. You see the snake shows up, but the poison on the ground is gone. And that's what happens when you get guard broken. If he guard breaks you early enough, then you won't even get the frickin' snake. But most of the time, the snake will come out. But you're still going to lose all that damage from the poison line on the ground. I mean, there, the poison was lying on the ground because we didn't get guard broken. And she was able to do quite a bit of damage. Like I said, guys, I think she's a good character. I think she's well worth building. You know, she is completely free to play. But as of right now, at level 60, you know, not having the Sky Kieran Awaken, I don't know if that's going to make a difference. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I can't remember if her Sky Kieran gives her invincibility or not when she does that skill. But if it does, that'll help her. If you're not running with any supports that offer super armor. But yeah, it's a real bummer, man. It's a real bummer. So we're going to pause it right now. And boom. So you can see, guys, it took, you know, 2 minutes and 23 seconds to get through the first 2 phases. Now let's switch it up. And we're going to be running with Nick Fury and taking out Shuri. So now she's only going to be getting a 50% all-attack leadership plus a 55% damage out of supervillains. So it averages out to pretty close to the same thing. 45% damage out of supervillains is pretty close to having that 50% all-attack, or that extra, that all-attack. It kind of balances out, guys. I know it's not exact, but it's pretty close. And we're not using Nick Fury's attack buff from his fifth skill at all. And I just got Moon Knight in there for fun. But you can see already that she's doing more damage. There we got freaking snared. Watch this. I mean, she's just a lot better as long as you're not getting guard broken. Boom, jump out at us, buddy. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's so much better. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. It's so much easier to play. Like, I really feel like she's incomplete. Like, why not just give her super armor? You know, not everybody's got Nick Fury. I mean, really. Would it really break the game if she had it? I know it's not a huge deal, guys, but seriously, I just think that it would have really made the world a difference. You can see it right now. You know, having Nick Fury isn't really offering much extra compared to having She-Hulk and Shuri put together. They're pretty close to the same buffs. And she is destroying the time that we had in the first run. She's destroying it. Look at this crap. Look at this. Now we're going to pause it. Now look at that. We're down to 3 minutes and 21 seconds. She did that in a minute and 39 seconds, guys. That is almost a minute faster than what she did with pretty much having the same damage buffs without having super armor. That's how much of a difference it makes whenever you're losing that poison damage on the ground, whenever you get guard broken during your fifth skill. It's freaking nuts. So let's go ahead and unpause it. Alright, let me switch to Nikki Boy here. Make sure we don't lose Shadow Shell. I'm not going to finish this fight, guys, because stage 15 really is just too low to finish it. Well, let's switch our character. There we go. And this is something that's nice about her. You know, she doesn't rely on all defense down. That's something I like about her kit. I'm getting to the point now, guys, because of the striker thing, I'd really rather see characters that don't have all defense down. I mean, unless they're all defense down is massive, like Sabretooths or Deadpools. Honestly, I'd rather just see raw damage, higher DPS characters coming in the game. That's just my opinion, though. Watch out for all this. I mean, I like Shadow Shell. I think her animations are freaking gorgeous. And I am going to put some more into her, you know, I am. But, I mean, whoa, watch out, I had to switch there. And that's something else. At the very beginning of your fifth skill, if you're fighting Thanos and he does that skill, you need to switch your character. Now, if the snake starts shooting its ray, you can run away then. But at the very beginning, like right at the very beginning, you need to run away if Thanos goes into his, brings the rain or goes into his skill where he jumps down. And so let's run over here. Watch out, watch out. Let's accumulate a little damage right here. I mean, she's fun. I enjoy her. But it just sucks, you know, the way that you got to play her. You got to kind of run around, kite a little bit, you know, try not to take any damage. But you guys can see, man, she does have some power. I mean, I know stage 15 isn't some great gauge, but remember, it's against Thanos. And, you know, no strikers, just anti-venom, who isn't offering jack for any damage. No all, you know, no all defense down, which wouldn't work in this phase anyways. But man, she's got good movement speed. I mean, I like Shadow Shell, but she just, I mean, she isn't Blue Dragon, guys. She doesn't. They didn't give her that kind of love, which is kind of a bum deal. But it is what it is, you know. I mean, I guess we can't expect all of them to be really good, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, she's taking down over a full bar or more. I mean, she's taking down like a bar and a half if you damage proc gets timed right. Look at that, man. Look at that. Nice damage. Not bad at all. So unfortunately, guys, I think she's mainly just going to be a Shadowland character. Alright, so we're going to have to pause it. So, she could easily have done this, but the point of this video was to really show that she needs super armor, guys. She needs immunity to guard break. If she's getting guard broken, she's losing a ton of power, and that really, really sucks. So guys, let me know what you think about Shadow Shell. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.